computer.
Hello, my cat-loving friends. The cost of veterinary care is sky high. We all know it. And we see so many posts from people struggling to, find they have an emergency and to scrape up the money for it. We think this is why pet insurance is so important. And we are blessed today to have Brian Jorgensen from MetLife Pet Insurance. He's actually head of the MetLife Pet Insurance organization. So we're going to talk to him. Who do they cover? What do they cover? What's the benefit? How can this help us? We have a lot of questions for him, and we'll be back right after this word from our amazing sponsor. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with the ever lovely, beautiful, sparkling BFF of mine, Rita Reimers.
I just am speechless after your introduction. But I have to brag on you for 1 second before we talk to Brian. Linda Hall just beat cancer.
Oh,
yay!
Fortunately, just skin cancer. But yes, I lost a little piece of me. I earned it. Everybody stay out of the sun. Enough about that. Let's talk.
But let's go to Brian and talk
let's
about.
Talk to Brian. Enough about me. Yes, we can talk about me all the time. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, being the head of the pet life or area of your organization, we know you've got to be a busy guy.
There's a lot happening for sure. Yes.
Yes.
True.
I think I read you're covering over 140,000 US pets in all 50 states at this point, and DC.
And DC. We're actually, I think we're now up over 170. So it continues to climb. It's not slowing down.
Yeah, more people are starting to discover the importance and the usefulness of having pet insurance.
Yes.
I think that is true. Yes. The word is getting out there. It's fascinating to see how younger generations are now learning from their parents who might have actually had pet insurance, and now they're getting it. And I think that over time, we're just going to continue to see that and continue to increase.
No such thing when I was a child. How about you, Linda?
No, I don't remember it being a thing until I was older, but I'm only 29, so we'll just change the subject real quick. Right. Anyway,
I was putting you guys in the younger category.
Of course you were.
Bless
My
you.
34-year-old daughter gets very annoyed when I say I'm 29, but that's another thing entirely. So I see these posts. I just saw a post the other day. Anybody know of a vet that takes payments? Which I don't know about y'all, but I do not. I have not seen one. It's just not worth the risk to them.
They encourage you to use that care
credit. Yes. What if your credit
now
isn't good enough for care credit, especially after COVID? A lot of us tanked a little bit during COVID time.
And that's not a low interest rate option either.
It's not.
If I remember right, it's
for sure.
High, so,
for sure. Yes.
Tough.
So tell us how pet insurance works, who you cover, how this works.
Yeah, absolutely. So pet insurance is, it's definitely something that is new still. You think about how long most insurance industries have been around, hundreds of years, right? Longer for many. Pet insurance it really started taking off in the early 2000s. It started back in the 70s with Lassie being the first pet covered, but that was, a very specialized case, obviously. And only in the 2000s did we really start to see the increase in just everyday household pets starting to get covered. And when it started, it wasn't the greatest coverage. I would say that it was very focused on schedules. So the pet insurance is going to say, we believe that this particular treatment costs this much, and we will cover a certain percentage of that. Didn't matter where you lived, didn't matter if you were in LA, where you were, or if you're in South Carolina. The prices in certain treatments between those two areas are vast.
Huge.
So
yes,
changed since then, right? Now, most pet insurance companies actually pay on the amount of the invoice. So you go in, you have a treatment done, you pay right there at the counter, and for us, you can pull out your phone, take a picture of the invoice, and submit your claim right then and there in like 30 seconds. And then you get reimbursed within a couple days, and you have your money back in your account. And that's how pet insurance works pretty much
That's
everywhere now.
a lot
Yeah.
easier than medical insurance for people with all the paperwork.
We try to make it as easy as possible. It doesn't mean that there aren't the occasional requests for additional information just to validate, make sure that things are what they seem to be. We don't want anybody committing fraud, but we do want to make sure that we're making it as customer friendly and experience as possible. We want to take care of all our pet parents, our cat parents out there, and that's critical. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Now, I adopted my Kismet from the Carolinas. He was flown to me. Nobody wanted him because he's FIV positive.
Wait, I have to interrupt you. I get upset when you say that because
I'm sorry. Rita wanted him, but she couldn't fit him in the house.
I have 20.
So she kept sending me pictures and working at my heart until I craved and said, I'll take that cat. And I love him now. But, obviously he's got a pre-existing condition. Is he uninsurable?
That's a really good question. Yeah, this falls into one of the categories of myths about pet insurance is if something has happened to my pet in the past, if they've had some condition, pre-existing condition, then they're not insurable. The truth is they are insurable. However, that one condition might not be covered. And that would be based on your medical records and medical history that gets reviewed at the time of the claim. However, everything else that might possibly go wrong, and we know that things can go wrong all the time. Any accident, any additional illness, any skin condition that might come out in the future, it's all covered. And it just is a matter of were there conditions or symptoms that were noted in some medical record previously. If so, that particular thing is a pre-existing condition. Everything else, though, remains covered.
Okay, so his FIV harms his immunity, so respiratory stuff all falls under the FIV. But Rita and I have seen so many cats between the pet sitting business and our clients. Every aging cat ends up with either or a combination of thyroid, diabetes, it's like we just it's like we just expect it, and that's not related to FIV. So
asthma too these days.
Yes, asthma seems to be on the rise. Cancers, and none of that is okay. So that's good to know. So next question: if I had 2 cats, it would be a no-brainer. But I have 12 cats and a small dog.
I have 15 cats.
Do I have to buy? Yeah, she's got 15 cats. So do we have to buy individual policies? Because while it would still be beneficial, I'm not sure I could hack it.
Yes. So there is a multi-pet discount. You do have the opportunity to actually take advantage of what I believe is one of the best parts of our particular product. And I do believe that the product that we have is really the best on the market, and I can explain more about why that's true.
Please.
But when you really think about it, there are so many products out there that offer pieces of a great product. But one of the things that MetLife did when they were developing this is really take a deep look into what our individual consumers wanted, talk to consumers, talk to customers, people who had pet insurance, people who didn't have pet insurance, to understand what was really important to them. And one of the key things that we heard over and over again was the multiple pet opportunity. And so in a case like that, you really do have this opportunity to be able to share your deductible, share your policy across your family members. And that's a huge improvement. You also actually get a discount. The discount only applies up to 3 pets. At that point, it actually stops, but we can only go so far with that. Otherwise, you'd have we'd be paying you to have a pet if we just kept giving you a discount.
Right? I get that.
That would be interesting.
We could sign up for that, couldn't we?
It's not a great business model. I'm still working on that one.
Darn.
Well, then could you have multiple repet policies? Does that make sense?
You could set it up that way. And that just requires you having multiple email addresses that we can actually go off of in order
to that works. Is there a lot, we talk to a lot of people with 6 cats, 9 cats, it's very rare we find anybody really fighting for our numbers, but then other people have a couple of birds and a couple of dogs and a couple of cats.
And a turtle and a
ferret and a turtle and a fish. Yes, exactly.
Ferret. Yes.
I'm guessing there's no fish insurance. I mean, that would be.
That I know of.
Does anyone take their fish to the vet?
Rare tropical fish probably.
Sure. It's got to be a thing out there. That's truly exotic one, but it's not something that we're about. But I can see that being a thing.
I don't know that anybody's taking their fish to the vet, but okay.
Haven't seen it yet.
So dogs, cats, birds, rabbits, lizards, potbelly pigs. What else that you can think of?
Ferrets, chinchillas,
Ferrets.
all those little fuzzy creatures that people like to keep around.
Yes.
Monitor dragons. So you think about all the different kinds of bearded dragons and things that
Yes.
people have in their home.
Those are a big thing.
Terrify the children or terrify the parents. The children love them.
Right.
Usually.
Yes. Children love it. Yeah.
Yes. So it really is. It's a great variety now, and that's one of the cool things about the insurance is it used to just be cats and dogs, and it has now expanded to include all of those creatures that we love and have in our home with us every day.
That's amazing. I can tell you, Rita and I tend to take in the FIV cat and the this cat and that cat.
The three-legged cat.
She's got a three-legged cat.
That's
She's got, that was found in a ditch. They were going to euthanize. This is how we get all our animals.
Yes.
So we figured out within a year's period, you lost 8?
Yeah, it was like a year and a half or something. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because
as my seniors got older, they passed, and I took in a few that were sick anyway. The diabetic cat that lived for a month, the cat that got kicked out because his owner died, who lived for a month. Those kind.
Yeah. She got a call from a shelter that they had 2 15-year-old Norwegian forest
Still have
cats. Mom died, the human died, and they were just not doing well in the shelter. I think they were 15. So she brought them in. Scooters passed. Missy's still kicking at 18.
Oh, good. Good.
But so we run into a lot of the thyroid and the diabetes.
Yes.
So what's covered? Is it just the routine stuff? Am I going to get a discount on my regular checks and my dental cleanings?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, that's a great question. Look, it's just like human health insurance in this way. It actually primarily covers unexpected health events, right? So what that means typically is unexpected accidents, broken bones, a weird ingested foreign object, for example, with
we've seen
that happens. So that happens a lot.
Tinsel at Christmas. I don't know why cats like the tinsel, but that is a popular item. Unexpected illnesses, viral infections, parasites, dental diseases, medications, surgeries,
medications. Medications. We're going to ask about that. Yes.
Yep. Medications are covered as well.
All medications, like flea medications, or just ones for illness?
Great question. So we have a preventative or wellness policy as well that you can do as an add-on for additional dollars, just a few additional dollars a month that allow you to actually get those preventative things, the like flea and tick medication, those things can actually get covered as well. So it really just depends on, and this again is why I think it's such a great product, so flexible. It really allows you to make it work for your family, your life. And that's what we try to be for our cat parents out there. And I think that it works pretty well. Also, lab work, blood work, x-rays, emergency room visits, boarding if it's required at the hospital, right? You get a surgery and you need to stay overnight, and that can get pricey. And again, that ends up getting covered. So you've got your, preventive care, routine health visits, all of that's going to be in there. And ultimately, when you sign up, you get to pick your deductible level, your co-insurance level, 70, 80, 90%, and adjust that to what works for you. And we're going to be able to take care of you so that you can just focus on taking care of your pet.
But what if you adopt a kitten that's not been spayed or neutered? Do you cover that?
So our wellness program does cover spaying and neutering.
Oh, so right for that alone, it's worth it.
No kidding.
I think that a lot of people really love the preventative plan just for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and when you said about ingesting things, we have seen so many. So I'm sure you have too so much.
The cat that ate the toy just before they were going on vacation.
Yes, when we were doing the pet study. Yes. And we just had a client recently that, the cat ate part of its favorite toy. And it was over $2,000 was the cost to her. And fortunately they had it in savings. Of course, it had other things it was supposed to go to, but it would have been nice to get some of that back.
Yes.
Is there a certain vet that we have to see?
Oh
Do
my
we have
gosh,
to commit to?
you just took that out of my
We
head.
do that a
Sure.
lot. Do we have to commit
Yeah.
to a vet? Can we do a televet?
It's like sharing a brain. So yeah, like
Yes,
the
always.
idea, like in network, out of network, that kind of thing, right? No, you can go to any vet. You can go to any vet in the United States or, District of Columbia, and you can get coverage in those. And ultimately, what that means is you're not restricted. If you're on vacation, if you're driving across the country with, 15 pets in your car.
17.
17, sorry.
I had to get a bigger
Sorry, Rita.
car.
I lost 2 for you there. If you're driving across the country with 17 pets in the car with you, 17 cats, you can grab time at a vet along the way, and they would be covered at that vet too. So it really is up to
That's
you. It really comes down
amazing.
to
Yes.
making it work for your life, your lifestyle, where
Yes,
you
my
live.
my parents used to winter in Florida 6 months of the year. So their cat
Exactly.
was a 6-month resident in Florida and a 6-month
Okay.
resident in Ohio. So
Two
yeah, it's
vets, right?
perfect.
2
Yeah.
vets.
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She had all
Yeah.
her stuff transferred and had a vet in Florida and a vet in
you go.
Ohio. So knowing
how it
that would cover across, oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I
Yes.
know. And we're due to take a break in a couple minutes. Let's go ahead and take a break now.
Okay.
While we're at a good stopping point, we're going to come back and ask you more questions about
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
pets. We'll be right back. And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting with the beautiful Linda Hall. And of course, the awesome Brian Jorgensen, MetLife. I have a little.
He's
affinity to
handsome
MetLife.
too. He's
I
good
used to
looking.
work at MetLife in my
Thanks.
previous life. So I've always thought very highly of MetLife. So I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Well, and it's a name everyone recognizes, right?
Yes,
If you didn't grow up
it
seeing
is.
commercials from MetLife, there's something wrong
Yeah.
with you.
The Snoopy commercials, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Snoopy
Just
came
dated
right to
myself.
mind. Yeah.
No, not at all. Snoopy's back. He
Good.
is the new mascot for MetLife Pet Insurance.
Oh, good.
So we're seeing him more and more.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. You need a pet mascot.
Perfect.
right. The gang there was never a cat in the.
I
in the
have
whole
the
There
gang.
wasn't. That's what
perfect
I
cat for
just hadn't
you.
thought
You
about
got one?
it.
My
Oh,
little
yeah, her
sweetie
sweetie.
pie. Here.
She is the prettiest little darling with just a little bit of a devil streak in her, but
Oh, really?
Beautiful. I
We all
think
need
Yeah.
that.
she
a
looks
little
like
bit.
she's small, so she looks like she's a rag doll mixed with one of those little ones. Munchkin.
like a munchkin.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
Yes.
just saying, perfect spokesperson.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
MetLife, are you listening? Here she is.
Yeah.
I am listening. So I will.
You're the head.
I'll
I mean, come on
continue to
now.
reach out.
I wouldn't even charge you.
Right?
Rita. Thank you.
So you did a couple of surveys. One was on
did.
how much pet parents love their pets. What
Oh
did
my
you
gosh.
find out?
Yeah. So this was fascinating. I mean, everybody knows that people love their pets. People love their cats, right? So
Oh, yeah.
what we didn't expect was just the degree to which that was true. So just as an example, I think the number was 76% of cat parents said they'd rather spend time with their cat than go out on a first date. Now, first dates can be high stress, so maybe that's not that shocking. Okay,
Right.
but
So I don't
there you
date
go.
anymore. I prefer the
Oh.
company of my cats.
Yes.
yeah, you're very wise. People say 35% of cat parents said that they tell their pet they love them more than they tell that to their best friend.
That's probably true.
Probably.
I don't
right?
know. You and Sweetie Pie are kind of tied, Linda.
Yeah. My husband says I talk to the cats more than I talk to him or anyone else in the world. So
Yes,
I can tell
Yeah,
you
that
why.
does happen.
Your cats don't try to tell you how to solve the problem. They just listen.
that's for
Yes.
sure.
They just listen.
Mhm.
Yes, they just listen.
Do you have
They
pets,
just
Brian?
listen. Exactly.
I do. I have rescues as well. So I have
Love you.
one, a small yellow dog that my son and my wife and myself, we are all allergic to cats. So that's our challenge. But like I was just with my friend over the weekend who has cats. We stayed at their place, and it was wonderful seeing them again. And they are drawn to people who are allergic to them, as you know.
Yes.
They want to sit on
Yeah,
their
because
lap.
you don't
They
chase
want to
after
rub on
them.
them. Yes,
That's
maybe
why.
that's it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So we have a small yellow dog who was a rescue from a high kill shelter down in Southern California
Thank you.
when she was little, and she's now, we think she's about 16 years
Was it
old.
Devore
Aw.
or Downey? One of those.
Who the rescue group that we use?
Yeah.
Where
or
you
who
got
was-
the
I
high kill.
I don't know. It's a group here in Seattle that
Okay.
actually brings pets from
I bet it
high
was
kill
Devore.
shelters up here. It might
That's
be. It might be. Yeah,
wonderful.
very cool.
Oh,
And then another
yes.
rescue, he's a pit bull boxer mix pup that
Aw.
they found wandering around the streets by himself. He got picked up by the local dog catcher, and we found him in a rescue group and brought him home.
My
Aw.
parents have 5 rescue dogs. My mom used to be very active in the rescue community here in Lancaster. They used to have 8.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
wonderful
I
to
love
hear
it.
you giving a dog, 2 dogs, a second chance. And
Yes.
just PS, if you wanted to get a cat, we can steer you towards those.
Yeah, we can
You
help
know
with
a
those
few?
allergies.
Yeah?
Just saying, but
Okay.
yeah,
Well, there's
Thanks.
that's why they invented Zyrtec, right? To be able
exactly.
to talk.
Yes,
Yeah,
Claritin
Siberian.
Flonase is
Got
what
it.
I
They're
did.
very
Yes.
fluffy, but hyperallergenic.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's true.
They're-
They are
yes.
there. You're not wrong.
Yeah. There's a
Um,
food that's low allergen. There's all kinds of
Yes.
things you could do.
You're right. You're right.
So after your survey on how much we love our pets,
Yes.
you did one on pet spending. What did that
True.
reveal?
Oh, so fascinating. I mean, we're in a time of high inflation, and
Yeah.
coming out of COVID, everything
Say
still
the
seems kind
least.
of bizarre, right? So we found that pet parents are saying, and it's a lot, right? 80% of cat parents said they're facing increasing costs, right? Not surprising.
Yeah.
On basic stuff, trips to the vet, food, basic services. But the really scary thing is that 47% of cat parents out there believe that they wouldn't ever be able to get or potential cat parents, I should say, but they wouldn't ever be able to get their next pet because they're concerned about the cost. And that's just sad.
Understandable.
In spite of that, and this is the hard piece, over 50%, about 55% actually, of cat parents out there say that they haven't actually done anything, taken any steps to actually utilize some of the financial resources that are out there, like pet insurance,
Right.
like financial wellness apps, that would actually help with some of the challenges that they're seeing financially that prevent them from moving forward on getting that next pet. So that's
Yeah.
the challenge of it. How do we actually get more folks to take advantage?
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, pet insurance is still relatively new to a lot
It
of
is.
people. It's not
It
something
is.
that's always been in the forefront of people's minds.
Yes. Yes.
And we're seeing the businessy term, penetration rate, but the number of people in the United States who actually do get it, so the number of cats getting insured, it is on the rise. Of
Good.
all of the pets in the US right now, we're probably looking at about almost a 2 to 2.5% of the people who could have pets actually do, or could have pet insurance do.
Mhm.
And that is up from when I started in the industry in 2014, really less than 1%, it was like 0.9%. So progress, but we've got a long way to
Yes.
go. When you look at countries
Yes.
out there like UK, Scandinavia, where 25 to 40% of people actually have it.
Really?
Yeah, it's quite
On-
different.
and we have worked with people and talked about budgets, about how you can catify your home without buying traditional cat shelving and yada yada, and how you can
Yes.
save money on food, and
Yes.
how you can, but we
Yes.
can't, other than pet insurance, there's no way we can say how to cut those costs.
Yeah.
Well, I have a
And you-
question about that actually.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a study showing, like comparing, this is what you would spend on your pet without pet insurance versus this is what you would spend, including the pet insurance premium, if you had pet insurance? Like, what is the differential in savings?
Yeah, we have done that, and I do not have that in front of me right now,
That's
Rita,
okay.
but we have done that, and the results are very much in favor of you're better off actually paying that monthly cost, or you can pay annually if you'd prefer, and that does in the long run outweigh the possibility
Yes.
of something happening that would require you shelling out all that money to the vet.
Mhm.
Now, the trick of it is, look, we all know them. Some people have some pets are lucky. Some cats are lucky. They just keep it.
Never get
This little
sick.
yellow
Yeah.
dog that we have has never gotten sick in her life.
Aw.
Oh, amazing.
And I hope she never does, right? But her 5-year-old doofy boxer pit bull mix guy, he's blown out both his back knees, like he's like an aging athlete. And
Oh.
and so you pay $4,000 to get TPLO surgery on a blown ACL, and it's pricey, but she's lucky hasn't had that happen. So the numbers don't
Yeah.
pan out on that lucky pet, but how do you know if you've got a lucky pet or not? And that's always the
You
challenge.
don't.
Well, I have not. I don't know, Rita, how many cats have you seen that literally grew to old age and died of natural causes without getting sick? I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of such a thing.
Pumpkin, my pumpkin.
That's true. That's true. All right, I'll
He
give you
never got
one.
sick. He just at the end of his life, it was the end of his life.
Yeah,
But
that's
I think
one.
that's your point.
It's
Of
rare.
your 19 cats and counting, and I realize that the numbers are different right now.
Yes.
It's one.
Yes, 27
Actually,
between us, and that's
well,
counting
more
all that are
actually.
gone.
Yes, I
Yes.
probably have 40 something cats
Oh my
in
God.
and out of my
Oh,
house, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I moved here with 17 and I only have 5 of those originals left. So that shows
Amazing.
you, they just,
Amazing.
I'm not taking it anymore. Oh, now I forgot what my question was going to be, Linda. So you're going to have to take over.
She says that, but I'll tell you, after one of her cats passed, she said, I'm not bringing in any more cats unless they appear at my door. And a week later, Dexter was sitting on her deck.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
all the
Dexter,
time.
DECKSTER.
Yes, I said you have to name Dexter. He was on your deck. But in the 4 years she's lived in that house, we've never seen a cat in her yard before or since.
yes.
Until Dexter. But yeah,
Why doesn't that work with money?
I know. I'm not taking in any more. No. But she had to take him and get him combo tested, and she had to get him neutered. And same thing. I had a cat hanging out in my backyard. Finally brought her in, said, book the spay. Can't leave her out there to create more babies. So
please no.
See, if we
that was
had
number
pet
12.
insurance, think of how much money we could have saved on that.
Yes. Yes.
We got
definitely. Yes. And all of that is included, all of the surgeries, all of the testing, all of the provided it's not a pre-existing
that gets
condition.
covered as part of our wellness coverage. That's exactly
It's
right.
amazing.
When you guys look at the claims, I don't know if you ever get to look at them, but have you seen like what is a funnier type of claim that you've seen?
Oh, that's a good one.
I put him on the spot here.
Yeah, there's so many ridiculous things animals do.
Yes. It's usually the things that they wind up eating, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of times that I have seen, and it's always black labs, but the number of times a black lab with a tennis ball in their belly that needs to be removed. Yeah, very, very common.
Oh no.
I had a lab golden mix growing up, and he used to eat my mom's rose bushes. He didn't care for thorns. He ate them anyway.
There are I would say the things that people eat, whatever they are, rose bushes or tinsel, or it's always fascinating the things that get pulled out of the bellies of our animals.
Sounds like that could be an article.
Yes. Hair ties. I saw a vet post on social media one day, all the hair ties that he pulled out of a cat's stomach. And there's a pile of them. Underwear.
I've seen dogs that have eaten money too, like paper money.
I would kill.
I had a basset hound who my aunt was visiting, and within 5 minutes of the aunt being in the house, Fred was his name, had eaten her pantyhose, and it was just prior to Christmas. So on Christmas morning, we're all sitting there, everybody's opening presents, and Baxter burps and out come the pantyhose. And she's like, "Oh, great! I got him back. This is fantastic." But he did not require a claim. Thank God.
Good. I hope you didn't put a run in them on the way down. I hope they were still.
You put them on; they were fine.
I'm sure you put a few runs in it with those.
That was great.
That's hilarious.
My friend Cheryl had a dish of Hershey's Kisses, the Christmas ones, the red, and her dog ate. And it was a big dog, and he didn't eat a lot, so she didn't take him to the vet. No, I think it was Sophie, but she said it was winter in Ohio, and she said the next day in the snow there were sparkles from the tinfoil.
He wanted to be festive too.
Pretty festive red and green sparkly poos in the yard.
Right? It's so nice.
How does somebody go about applying for? I mean, is there a qualification process, or you pay it, you got it?
No, it's a great question. So it is, another technical term, guaranteed issue. What that means is anybody who applies can get it. Mm-hmm. And all you do is you go to MetLifePetInsurance.com. There's a quote process where you enter your cat's name, you enter age, weight, breed, few other quick pieces of information. You'll get a quote. And once you have your quote, you can make some adjustments to it if you want to change, like I said, co-insurance, deductible, add wellness, whatever you want to do. And then click next, and we'll take a credit card right then, and you can be enrolled in under 2 minutes.
Is there enough space to fill out
I was
15?
just say it's going to take more than 2 minutes to list all of our animals, Brian.
Per
So don't tell
cat.
me
It might be a per cat. Yes. So yeah.
in under 2 minutes, I can't list them all in under 2
Right,
minutes.
fair enough. It's going to take a little while. Yeah.
Well, this is really something more people need to know about. And I think the
Totally.
cost comparison to show what you would spend with and
I
without.
love that idea, Rita.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's going to
yes.
be the real,
Yeah.
turning point
Yes.
for people to see, oh, it really is worth it.
Yes.
It is. It is. We've seen that time and time again. My wife and I, when we were in grad school, had the same dog, that Fred dog, actually. And I don't know, again, he's a basset hound. He's really low to the ground. Got legs, like
Yes.
Yeah, they're cute.
we had a 5-pound bag of Halloween candy on the counter, and we came home from classes one day. He was passed out on the floor of the kitchen. The bag was sort of spilled over top of him.
Yeah, a food
And,
coma.
Yes, total food coma. But he ate him with the wrappers on. So we had to take him in, and they had to go in and, basically squeeze through his intestines until they all came out. And yeah, we were maxed out on our credit cards for years after that. As
I'm
well,
sure.
because we didn't have pet
exactly.
insurance.
And
Yeah.
paying the crazy interest rate along with it. That goes with it. Yeah, I had a girlfriend who had a Saint Bernard that would eat whole loaves of bread off the counter, including the wrapper. And
Yep.
Megan had a stomach of iron, but is end of life care like euthanasia? Is that something that's covered?
Yeah, that's
a
a really,
good
really great
question.
question that people ask. And I think it's to not cover that, I think, is to really do a disservice to the pet family, because we want to be there for your entire experience with your pet. So 100% yes is the answer to that question.
Wonderful.
And not just that, and this is one thing, again, that I love about what we do here. We also offer grief counseling that you can actually submit for around the passing of a pet. And this came out of, actually, Rita, you mentioned having worked for MetLife. This came out of a MetLife team member who had their dog had passed away, and their daughter was truly devastated by it. And so they took her to grief counseling. And after that, we have instituted that as part of our program as well.
Oh, that's when I wrote my book, Sadie's Heart.
Sadie's Heart. Yes.
There was no grief counseling out there, nothing for pet owners. I'm so happy to hear that exists.
Yes.
I'm going to have to do another edition of my book and put that
Yes, and add that in. Yes, exactly.
In it.
Yes, and she was, that was her, Sadie was her soul. I mean,
I was lucky to find
to that cat, right? And yes, she said, I'd never have another soul cat, and then Sweetie came along. But yeah, she was in bed after the loss of her Sadie. She was devastated.
I mean, she was to help other people.
And I think it's a catharsis for yourself too.
Oh,
yes. But
I mean, most cat parents, right? I mean, 75% of cat parents that we've surveyed, they do. They think of their pet as their child. And I think that is for folks who don't have that kind of relationship with their pet, they don't understand that. They can't appreciate that fully. But for people in that relationship, it is just as important for them.
Yes.
And I think that is so true.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head.
There was an operation for she had ventral septic defect. It was going to cost 20 grand. I would have found a way to pay it, but her situation was way too advanced. So, I mean, people who need those kind of specialty operations, you need to have pet insurance, because you don't know when that's going to come along. I didn't adopt her knowing that was going to happen. Well,
exactly. Yeah. You never know when something's going to happen.
Well, I knew
and
soon
you nailed
afterward, but
excuse me. Yeah. And you nailed it, because a lot of us don't have, Rita and I fortunately have each other and know a network of people who are crazy about their pets.
Love it.
But a lot of people come to us, my family doesn't get it. My friends don't get it. They don't love their animals in the way I do, or they don't have animals, or they don't like animals. What's wrong with those people? But
Richard then, and Richard called me every day till I got out of bed.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, a lot of people don't have that, like you're saying.
Yes. We met because we both worked for Richard Simmons, and yes, Richard got her quite through that moment.
He's too young. He doesn't. Do you know who that even is? You're too young.
I'm impressed. Okay.
Sweating with the Oldies is my contact.
There you go. Mwah. Yes.
You grew up watching your mom do it, or your grandma.
Yes. Yes. That's what we tell the 20 somethings when they go, who? It's like, ask your mother, honey. She was sweating the oldies in the 80s. But yeah, if you don't have somebody that understands or that's like, get over it. Or how many clients have come to us with behavior problems and my family says I should rehome the cat. My friends say blah, blah, blah. They don't get it. They don't get what it does to the animal. They don't get the love of that animal. So it's hard to find support. If you lose a human in your life, the whole village comes around.
Just for
You
that
lose your
alone,
cat.
just for that alone, I would get the pet insurance.
100%.
We're all going to go through it. I mean, it's inevitable.
I totally agree.
Yes. And it's hard. We've had clients that, I don't know if I should get another cat. I can't get over the last one. And I'm going to sue it, So that is an amazing offering to go with it.
Yeah, it's a great service to have.
Oh, yes. So how do we
to
sign
go
up?
ahead, Nina.
Where do we go?
Oh, yeah. I'll say, yep. www.metlifepetinsurance.com. And you can click on the get a quote link and you can get a quote for one pet at least in about 2 minutes. And you might take a little bit longer to get all of them in there. But yes, that's how you would
exactly.
do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
There
that's
it is.
wonderful.
I love that you said that if you've got multiple pets, like they're all under one, the ones like three, you can have 3 per policy and they're all under one deductible. That's really awesome.
Really viable. Yeah. I think it makes a huge difference for people.
We've looked into insurance before and we haven't found until MetLife anybody that will do a family plan. And looking at 15 or 13 of those policies can be a little
daunting.
I know we
which
need
ones
to.
do you like best?
Yes,
right. I know.
Which one's my favorite?
Like, who's your favorite child? We'll insure that one. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Good luck with that. Shoot, now I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know.
I know we need to get wrapping, but
I know what it was. I know we need to wrap up shortly, but Linda and I were building a sanctuary. So do you have, I guess the group policy would cover the animals in a sanctuary rescue shelter type situation.
Say more about that. What do you mean? What are you thinking about?
Ours is going to be for seniors and special needs cats. So there's going to be a lot of vet bills, right?
Yeah.
So we would want something that would cover, the whole organization, all the pets we bring in.
Yeah, if we got 30 cats in the sanctuary, right?
I'm sure others think of this too, like Southern Kitties FFRC.
No, I totally get you. So first of all, one of the great things is, unlike a lot of other orgs out there, we don't have age limits. So you can bring on even the aging cats. And, also full transparency and not a shock, it's going to cost more to insure an older pet. But yes, we can cover them. What we haven't done, it would be an interesting thing for us to think about though, Rita, is this idea of some kind of relationship where we would cover a group like that as opposed to the individual. So you could obviously sign each of those individuals up. But we haven't actually done anything where we've done group underwriting like that for a sanctuary.
Think of like best animals.
Future conversation.
Rescue.
Yeah.
They must have a way of covering all their pets.
Well, that's the one near me found a vet with a big heart and made a deal with them. And so she does all these low cost spay and neuters for them and gives them a big discount. But not every rescue and sanctuary and shelter can find a kind-hearted vet who has time on their hands to be able to visit they may have the best and be ready to do it and have the biggest heart in the world, but the time to be your shelter sanctuary rescue vet is daunting.
Right proposal for MetLife. You may be the one that starts a new line for them.
There you go.
Maybe.
Yes.
We can let's talk about it.
Yes.
Thanks, Rita.
Yes. Love it. Because nonprofit businesses, we're not rolling in it. So,
we are big believers in, and this has been really where this organization started, right? It's all about, for us, the shelter space and making sure that those pets are being taken care of.
Love that.
Finding that forever home for our cats and dogs out there.
Yes.
Our motto is a forever home for every cat. Of course, on dog too. We just happen to be cat specific.
Yes. We love all the animals. It's just cats happen to be our focus. So exactly.
I hate it. We have to wrap. We could just keep talking about this all day long. Any last words of wisdom, Brian?
I encourage people to get out there, hit MetLifePetInsurance.com, get a quote, and come join the pet insurance parade. Why don't you be part of it?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. If I get a quote, I haven't signed in blood that I'm going to get it and you're coming after me, right? I can just
there's no
shop
blood.
and get a quote and see how it works into your budget.
And read
Totally.
some of the stuff on the website, read what they cover. And
Ton of great
especially
content
if
out
you
there.
end up needing an
Yes.
ultrasound for your cat, wow, those are expensive.
You are not wrong.
Neurological exam. Yeah.
I've not been able to do that. See, you're able to do a lot more diagnostics with the insurance.
Exactly.
Yes. 100%.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I hope you'll come back on the show. You're welcome.
That would be fun. I
anytime.
would welcome the opportunity. It was great talking with both of you. Thank you for having me. I feel honored to have been
you.
here.
It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Oh,
We want to
thank
see some
you.
pictures of your dogs too.
Yeah.
Dog too. Linda and I each grew up with a dog. So
I'll send some over. You got it.
Yes. Good.
of course, Linda, thank you so much for being here. So grateful you are cancer free and you will be with me for a long, long time.
Ancient. Only the good die young.
Oh, then you'll live forever, my friend.
Ruth.
Of course, Mark Winter, I have to thank for always making us sound so wonderful, even when my mic acts up.
Yes.
And giving us the space on Pet Life Radio. We are forever grateful.
Yes.
Just remember, everyone, every day is Catter Day. Till next time, take care of your kitties.